From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Hundreds of people protested in downtown Calgary yesterday as world leaders made their way to nearby Kananaskis, Alberta, for the G7 Leaders Summit.
Leslie Boyer was one of several people at the protest speaking out against U.S. President Donald Trump, who is making his first visit to Canada since the last G7 meeting north of the border in 2018. Boyer says she's particularly angry with Trump's comments about making Canada the 51st state.
And I'm very afraid that he might actually try something. So this is my way to just say, in a Canadian way, go away.
Trump is set to meet with Prime Minister Mark Carney today. David Bowles, the Canadian Press.
Of note, today is the 10th anniversary of Donald Trump's ride down that golden escalator to announce his first successful run for U.S. president. There was concern in the skies earlier yesterday when Canadian fighter jets were deployed to intercept a private civilian plane that violated restricted airspace above the G7 meeting site in Kananaskis. RCMP say a fixed-wing Canadian aircraft entered the restricted area shortly after 11 a.m., alerting NORAD's Canadian region. Police say steps were taken to gain the pilot's attention, and final warning measures were used to contact the pilot and have them safely land under their power. The plane was met on the ground by police, but police haven't said where the plane originated or if the pilot is facing charges. Israel's military claims this morning to have achieved aerial superiority over Iran's capital. The military says it has degraded Iranian air defenses and missile systems to the point that its planes can now operate over Tehran without facing major threats. It says Israel now controls the skies from western Iran to Tehran. A massive manhunt is over in Minnesota, where the man suspected of killing a Democratic state lawmaker and wounding another has been taken into custody. Vance Bolter was arrested last night southwest of Minneapolis. Police say he crawled to officers in surrender after they located him in woods near his home. Officials with a wildfire evacuated community in northwest Manitoba are continuing with re-entry planning for essential services. The city of Flin Flon says weekend weather helped with firefighting efforts. An abandoned fish sauce plant whose fetid stench has long tormented a small Newfoundland town may finally be cleaned up. St. Mary's Mayor Steve Ryan says he was overcome with relief when an official from the Newfoundland and Labrador government told him the province would foot the bill to clean up the festering site.
Whatever the worst smell you ever smelled in your life, times that by 10. It gets into your nose, it gets into your mouth, it just gags you.
The Atlantic Seafood Sauce Company plant first opened in 1990, but the owner abandoned it about a decade later, leaving behind more than 100 vats of fermenting fish. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, British driver George Russell won his first race of this Formula One season Sunday as the Mercedes driver held off defending race winner Max Verstappen at the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. JJ Spawn overcame 5 early bogeys, rain delays, and all challengers to win Sunday's U.S. Open at Oakmont, Pennsylvania, and won $4.3 million. Top Canadian was BC's Nick Taylor, who finished tied for 23rd at 8 over. The Philadelphia Phillies punctuated a 3-game sweep over the visiting Toronto Blue Jays with an 11-4 win Sunday. The Jays have the day off and will host a series against the visiting Arizona Diamondbacks starting tomorrow. Shohei Ohtani had 3 hits and scored twice, and the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the San Francisco Giants 5-4. The Dodgers also announced Ohtani is going to be the starting pitcher tonight against San Diego, 21 months after the two-way star had elbow surgery. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.